Hey everyone, it is the Nature Man and thanks for tuning into today's adventure on the Nature Man Adventures. Today we're going to talk about what is in my backpack. Recently I received a comment from Tim, the technical defender, and he asked me, have I ever done a video on what's in my backpack? And I have, actually. In the past I've done a couple of them. But as you all know, when the seasons change, what you carry changes as well. But also over time, you find different products that you want to work with because it makes your life maybe a little bit easier on the trail. So laid out before you on the table here are all the pieces of gear that I have with me today and pretty much what I've carried with me throughout the entire year on the hiking trails. So let's get over to the table and give a closer look and explain to you what I have and why I carry it. Alright folks, so starting from this corner of the table, I've laid everything out in the order that I can present it to you from start to finish, and it should make sense why I have it in my pack. So we're going to start off over here in this corner with the sitting pad. Many people that go hiking on trails carry one with them. I have one as well. This is just your simple fold up sitting pad, and it's perfect for kneeling on the ground, sitting on, and I also have it inside my backpack, which I'm going to show you afterwards. I use that as a backrest, as a support, because I have a non-supported backpack. I also carry with me a towel. Sometimes when you're out on the trail, when you get hot and you're perspiring, it's good to have a towel with you to wipe that off, or if you have dirty hands, I have at least one towel that I can use for that. I also have over here a pair of gloves, which I will use. I actually use that to help wipe down this table with all the pine needles, so that way I wouldn't get my hands all sticky and dirty if they had any pine residue on them. The next thing I want to show you folks is my setup for relaxing in the woods, and that is going to be my hammock setup. In here I have a hammock from Hemlock Mountain Outdoors, and here are the straps inside of this. Inside of this pouch I carry all of my guidelines that I can use along with stakes for the tarp. Now this tarp here is the Tetons Sports Poncho tarp, and if you watch my videos, you've seen this quite a few times. It's a great piece of kit to have with you, not only as a tarp, but also as a poncho, which the other day I had to use on one of my adventures. Moving on down the line, you'll see I have inside of here, I have my pouch that has some of my various tools, if you will. I have a Swiss Army knife, a multi-tool, I have a couple of Bic lighters, and then I have a ferosiun rod in here as well. I also carry with me a flashlight. You never know where you're going to need a flashlight. You're out in the woods, it starts getting dark, or you're in an area where there's some shadows or dark areas that you want to illuminate. Having a flashlight with you is always a good thing to carry. Now let's go over here for just a second. I want to show you that we do carry a first aid kit. Whenever you go out hiking in the woods, make sure you have some form of a first aid kit, whether it's considered a boo-boo kit or a trauma kit. Whatever works best for you, always carry something with you, because you never know in those situations where you cut yourself or scrape yourself or you get a bite or anything worse. You want to make sure you're prepared, because the most important thing to understand is you and you alone are out in the woods and you are your first responder. Moving down the line, we have on the table, I also have another tarp. This is my blue tarp that I've had with me since I started hiking on the trails. I use this one as a ground sheet. I can also use it as a covering. So in addition to the poncho tarp that I have this one here. So that gives me some options. I have two tarps with me, and that's something that I would recommend. If you can, have two tarps, lightweight, carry them with you. The versatility, you can't beat it. The other thing I have with me is my cook kit, which is the alcohol stove inside of here, and I'll break that down and show you that in a moment. Recently I picked up this incredibly awesome pot from a local supermarket. It's actually used for a basting pot for grills, but it is served very well for me for cooking up my soups and my different meals with the alcohol stove. Also inside of here is my table. You've seen this in many of my videos. This is the Soto table. It just comes out of the pouch, opens right up, and it's perfect for using with my alcohol stove. I can elevate it off the ground, or if I have it on the bench here, again, keep it elevated, and the metal helps to reduce the heat from hitting the different surfaces that it might be on. I have this incredibly awesome spoon that I received from a beautiful friend. She sent this to me, came all the way from Canada, so I carry this with me all the time as well. And I do have another cloth with me. This one I use with the alcohol stove to wipe things down or keep everything clean for my cook kit. Inside of here I carry the alcohol for the alcohol stove. Again, this is the rubbing alcohol. Eventually I want to convert to DEET, but I'm not DEET, heat. But I still have some of this left, so I continue to use it. And then here's my food pouch that varies from every trip what I carry, and of course water. I usually carry with me at least 1 to 2 liters of water. I can't stress enough, being hydrated out on the trail, out in the woods is very important. And of course my battery pack, keep my phone charged. Alright folks, so let's talk about the backpack that I have, that I carry all of this gear inside of. This backpack came from Waymark Gear. This is the EVLV Backpack. This was the first one that they came out with. I believe they do have a newer version of this on their website, so if you check it out, it might be slightly different than this one. But I like this pack because the features that it offers. It comes with 2 pockets on each side that are very stretchable. And they are really, really good, deep sized pockets. You can fit some really decent stuff in there. As you may have seen in some of my videos, I keep my water bottle on this side, and I just use this cordage to keep it in place. And again, that's on this side as well. Again, the cordage is on both sides, so when you need to tighten up the pack, you can do so. It does have a loop over here, some cordage, so you can loop like a hiking pole if you want. I actually keep my compass attached to it, so it's on the outside of my pack, easily accessible. I can see it, and sometimes when I'm walking, it can make some noise. So if there's any wild animals out there, I can make my presence known with this. On the front side here, we have this nice mesh pocket. It is stretchable and nice and deep as well. I always keep my first aid kit on the inside of this pack in the mesh pocket, so it's easily accessible, plus some other gear that I have that I want to gain quick access to without opening up the pack. The pack itself is a roll top design, has a Velcro here, okay, and it's basically a deep pocket, okay, rucksack design, and you can fit a lot of gear in here. And when you're ready to go, you just Velcro, snap, roll, and it has a strap here and a buckle. Keeps it all in place. Now the way the suspension system works on here is really awesome. It's nicely padded. It's not too thick, not too thin. Fits very comfortable. It does have load lifters here, which I will use and adjust depending on how my pack is feeling for me that day or how my body is feeling. I will make the adjustments as needed. It has a nice carry strap here as well. And then the other thing is it came with a web for the waist. Sorry, lost of words there for a second. But I actually picked up this nice thickly padded for my waist to add that extra support because my pack is a little bit heavier. So that's pretty much it for this pack. It's really simple, easy design, very lightweight. I think they say it's less than a pound, like 0.9 ounces or something like that, I think it was. And then when you add this, it makes it over a pound, but still very light pack, very easy to wear on the body. Let me show you real quick. Obviously, if I have more stuff in it, it will be more fuller in design, but I can show you like this, and then you can cinch it down. Again, get this tight to your body so all the weight is distributed on your hips and not on your shoulders. And like I said, you can make all the adjustments you need with this. Very nice pack. fits my body well, and I'm sure it will fit yours if you have a pack like this as well. So let me break down my cooking kit for you so you can see what's going on with that. All right, inside of this mesh pouch I keep with me my cooking kit, and it varies how I use it and what I use it with. As you can see, I have a napkin here, a couple of napkins, and I talked about this in a previous video that I actually have these pot stand holders that I can use for my alcohol stove. This is one way that I can set up the alcohol stove. What I've done with this pouch is I actually created a loop, and I just attached it to this so I can keep the lid on top, because the container that I'm using is from Walmart, and the lid is actually from another cup system, but it has these nice vents and of course the handle. And then inside of here I have another towel. Like I said, I love to have towels. You never can have enough of these. They are invaluable. And then here's the alcohol stove, and then again the cup itself is from Walmart, $5, nice and cheap, works very well. And then you just your basic alcohol stove, your Tinya. This is an off-brand market one, and as you can see, it is well used, and I'll be using it again today to cook up some food that I have in my pack. But yeah, that's pretty much it. The way this system works is I can use this pot stand. Just slide that in place and then just sit that right on top. And if I really want this easy, simple setup, and I can go like that. Really nice, really simple. Or what I will do sometimes is I will use the stand that the alcohol stove came with, which is this one. You can use it either way, but for my purposes, I like to keep it like this. And I have a good base, solid base for the alcohol stove to keep my pot stand nice and steady, along with keep it on the table that I have. And that's pretty much that setup. Sometimes I do carry with me a twig stove, and I will use that as well. Same idea. Twig stove has that type of support system, and then I can just put my pot right on top of there, and this will give me more flame rising, more heat if you will, but it will burn quicker. So that's the only thing, because you're allowing a lot more air to circulate in there, it might burn a little bit quicker. Whereas like this, you're keeping it more low to the heat, it will cook faster. So if you're cooking up a meal and you want to control the flame so that you're not burning your food, that's why I use the twig stove. But overall, that's it. That's my setup. And there you go, folks. That is what I carry in my backpack. Pretty much what you see is what I carry with me all the time. Things may change depending on the season or where I'm going, and that will vary what I carry with me. But this is the basic stuff I carry all the time. And I highly recommend that you do the same. Have your basic stuff that you carry with you, and then you swap in and out what you need as you need it, as the seasons change or the location that you're going to and the needs for those items. All right, folks, if you have any questions, drop them down below in the comment section below, and I'll be happy to answer those questions for you. And as always, get out there, spend some time out in the woods, enjoy the beautiful woods, because it is beautiful, especially right now. Today it's hitting almost 60 degrees, beautiful sunshine here in the fall in November. I just can't beat it. All right, folks, I will catch up with you very soon. Have a great day.